friends, and welcome back to Farrington Family Schoolhouse. Today we are in the Farrington Family School room because I am going to be doing a homeschool room tour. I'm going to show you the ins and outs of our homeschool space, and I'm really excited to be doing this video because the last time I did a proper homeschool video on my main channel, Mrs.Farrington, which I will link down below if you want to check it out because there is some homeschool content on there. That's where all of my homeschool stuff used to be before I made the second channel. On that channel, I did do kind of a homeschool room tour when it was down in our basement. Yes, if you can believe it, we did used to homeschool down in our basement, which, to be honest with you, was not a really conducive environment to learning. It was just, it didn't feel as cozy as our space up here feels. We've got natural light up here. We've got just, it's a more functional space, a happier space, a brighter space. So I'm really excited to be sharing this homeschool room tour with you. Before we get too far into the video, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button before you leave today. I would really love for you to be part of this channel and to be part of our homeschool journey. I really am passionate about sharing this kind of content with you. I also really enjoy documenting it so that my kids can look back on their homeschool journey as they get a little bit older. So I would love for you to be part of that by subscribing, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up today if you enjoy it and you kind of like seeing our space and what we're working with. So let's get started. Okay, so this is kind of the first thing you see when you walk into our homeschool room, which is just off of our living room and our main entrance, and then we've got our kitchen off to the left here. So it's really kind of a nice, easy access space. This is kind of the overview of the homeschool room, but I am going to take you through and show you like what I keep where and why, and just show you the ins and outs. So this is kind of the general view. So as we walk in and we turn to the right, this is kind of our, I would call it like our homeschool hub. This is where we keep all of the things. So let me kind of just show you everything. First, I want to point out this awesome sign that I got from an Etsy shop. I'm going to go ahead and link the Etsy shop so you guys can, she does custom prints, and really this is just, I feel like it really ties together our homeschool room. I love it. I love that it's customized and that it has our name on it. It's just, it's perfect. I love it in this space. So I will link that Etsy shop down in the description box. Let's just start right over here. So these shelves here I found on Amazon. I will link everything that I can down below so I don't have to keep saying I'll link it in the description box. But just if you are interested, if you see anything that you like, check the box, see if I've linked it. There we go. So these shelves are from Amazon, and initially I had them filled with essential oils before we turned this into our homeschool room, but once we decided that we wanted to make this the homeschool room, I was like, oh, it doesn't really make sense to have this for just oils. I want to make it functional. So right now I'm just using it for books. These are some of the books that we're going to be working through this year. Definitely not all of them, but some of them. We've got our ant farm, which has yet to be filled with ants because I'm still waiting on ants. So we are doing a bug unit right now, and this is the ant farm that we are going to be using throughout that 14-week bug unit. And then we've got another book up here and a little piggy bank because I don't know where else to keep that piggy bank because my kids constantly like to empty it. So I've put it out of reach on this shelf, so it really came in handy in that way. And then to the right of the shelf, we've got some scripture memory cards. This scripture memory is part of our morning basket, and every time Vivienne, my oldest daughter, memorizes a piece of scripture, I get to hang it on the wall. So eventually the idea is that this whole wall will be lined with scripture, and I think that will be so cool. And to the left of these shelves, we've just got a hanging butterfly poster. I don't know what you want to call it. It's kind of like one of those old-fashioned posters. And I loved this because it fits in perfectly with our bug unit. I think at some point I would like to do a dedicated butterfly unit. I think that would be cool. So this will come in handy. And I honestly, once we're done with our bug unit, I will probably leave this hanging because I just like the way it looks. I feel like it fits the aesthetic of our homeschool room. And then down here, we've we've got more books to go along with our bug unit. And then that little friend, yes, that is a dead cicada, not to be confused for a locust, which I have now learned the difference because we're doing a bug unit. But Vivienne found this cicada shell on one of her walks and she wanted to hang on to it. So as gross as it is, we definitely hang on to stuff like that. So let me show you now. The cubes I got from Target, the cube storage I got from Target, and then all of the cube organizers I got from Amazon. Oh, and then here we've got another book for our bug unit. So if we pull this out, this is kind of just like a mix of all sorts of things, mostly stickers and notebooks. Yeah, this is mostly stickers and notebooks. I like to keep reward stickers in here. So like if one of the kids does a great job on a worksheet, I will put one of the stickers on because I don't really do grades. They're too little for grades and I just don't like the pressure of grades. So we do stickers because my kids are still little. And then I've got labels. These are clothespins and I love that they've got the little hearts on them, and I actually use the clothespins on that up there, which I'll show you in a little bit, but that's where the clothespins go. And then below that drawer, we've just got an empty one. My kids have put stickers in here, so we will put those in the correct bin. Then in the bin below that, we have all of our paints. On top of the bookshelf, we've got some stones that Vivienne, my oldest, painted that she wants to put in our fairy garden that we are trying to build outside. And then we've got more books everywhere. Again, these are specifically for our bug unit, but we're gonna be reading a lot this quarter about bugs, so that's more bug unit stuff. Then in here are kind of my teacher supplies. We've got chalk markers, which I use. I'll show you the chalkboard here in just a little bit. Some pencils, highlighters, dry erase markers. I'm keeping these hidden because if I leave them out, my kids just like they'll use them like on paper, and I don't like that because that ruins them. We've got extra pencils, we've got wet erase markers. So these are kind of my teacher supplies. Then, oh my goodness, this bin is so full and so heavy, I don't know if I can get it out. Then this is my personal bin. I've got 2 different Bibles in here. I've got just some notebooks, journals. Yeah, this is just kind of like my personal stuff where I keep track of things, and again, my Bibles, not my gratitude journals, but my devotionals, things like that. And then in the bin right below my bin, we've just got kind of like a busy work, play, activity bin. We've got play money. I need to find a better way to store this because this is not it. We've got this little container, which when Vivienne takes nature walks and she finds something really interesting, I like to store it in here so she can later look at it under a microscope and really like get up close and personal with what she collects. We've got tie-dye egg kits, which we didn't use this year. I don't know why. We've got puzzles. What's this? Oh, a lip balm DIY kit. There is kinetic sand. A little container for the kinetic sand, and then a volcano kit. So we kind of cycle stuff out of this bin throughout the year, but that's what's in it right now. And then to the right of the cubes, we've got our art caboodle, our art drawers. I don't know what you would call this thing, but you know, it works, but I do wish I had something sturdier, but it functions fine, I guess. So the top of this I actually like to use for work that Vivienne starts but needs to finish later. So sometimes she'll color or I don't know, start like a word search or something when I'm reading to her. I let her do activities when I read, and if she doesn't get the chance to finish them, she will put them there so she can finish them later, and that's kind of her spot. She knows what that's for. Then we open it up, and in this top drawer we've got all of our computer paper for the printer, and then we've got our watercolors. In here we've just got random odds and ends. We've got colored tape, we've got Scotch tape, we've got lots of paper clips, ribbon, glue, stamps, and then more sticky things in this next drawer. We have an abundance of glue sticks. Vivienne keeps her scissors here. I could really do a better job of organizing this, but there are just not enough hours in the day. We've got more glue, we've got tack, which is what I use to hang the scripture on the wall so we don't damage the wall, yarn, just all sorts of odds and ends in there as well. And then down here I keep scratch paper. I don't like for the kids to grab computer paper because I like to use that for the printer. So they know that their scratch paper, the paper that they can use to color with, is in this bottom bin. And then we've got extra construction paper back here. Now, if we go this way, right under the Farrington family schoolroom is more cube storage. This little organizer thing, there's no rhyme or reason to it at the moment. I would like to change that. I would really like to organize this. I like to keep thank you cards here that I am sending out. I'm trying to be better about correspondence and thank you cards and that sort of thing. So anything that I'm sending out goes here. This is an activity that we are going to be doing this week, just a roll the dice activity, counting activity. Instructions for our ant habitat. Our nature study, also totally unrelated to homeschool, but our printer is in here, so when I print recipes, after I've used them, I file them in here, and I also keep our weekly planner. This is our meal planner, so I write out what meals we're having throughout the week, and then I hang that on our corkboard, which I will show you later, but I keep that in here. Spelling worksheets, just more correspondence stuff, odds and ends. It's just kind of a catch-all, but it kind of helps organize things a little bit. In here, this is where the good stuff is. We've got all of the curriculum that we are currently using. So we've got math curriculum, we've got language arts down there, we've got creative writing, Vivienne's language arts notebook where she writes more stories or does writing prompts, things like that. We've got handwriting in here somewhere, stuff down at the bottom. So this is all of the current curriculum that we are using. Below that is a storage shelf for Vivienne's extra notebooks. Down here is curriculum that we will be using. I don't know when, but it's just basically stuff that we are not using at the moment that we will at some point in some school year use. In this one, we've got all of our workbooks, Amazon workbooks, stuff that I found on Amazon. So this is like first grade level work, handwriting stuff, Brain Quest, the big first grade book I think I got that one at Target maybe? I don't know. But I am always collecting workbooks because these make really good busy activities. So like for me, I have two other kiddos who they're pretty young and they need my attention quite often. So what I like to do is if I have to pause school to go tend to them and Vivienne is not in a place where she can continue doing the lesson by herself, I'll have her pause too and work on one of the workbooks, and she knows that she can grab anything from this bin right here. So I quite like that. Random sponges for sponge painting. So that's kind of our homeschool hub. Then we come just to the left of that and we've got this plant, which was a gift from one of Jamie's sisters when his dad passed away. So I do my best to take care of this plant and keep it going. And then we've got all of our pens. We don't keep pencils in this one, but this is just all pens and highlighters. This dangerous looking letter opener. This is my husband's, but we keep it in there. This was the chalkboard that I made for Viv for her first day of first grade. That was what we took her picture with. I don't know what else I'll put on this, but I feel like I could make it seasonal. So since we're coming into fall, maybe I'll decorate it for fall. And then we have Vivienne's desk. Here we keep her pencils, a highlighter for her, some paintbrushes, an expo marker, so when she works on this dry erase board, she can just grab it from here rather than getting into my stash. And then I also let her keep some, just like this is what we use, what we put paint in when we're doing arts and crafts. She's got some rocks and I think coral that my husband collected for her on a trip. We've got a little painting that she made, and I have to show you, I made such an error. We tried to decorate our window when everyone first went into quarantine and people were like decorating their windows with really cool artwork and hearts and things like that to uplift anybody who was maybe walking by. And I did that, we did that, but I used electrical tape instead of like painter's tape to section everything off, and I left it on too long and the sun baked it, and now I have these beautiful stains on my window that I don't know how to get out. So if you have any tips, just let me know. Also on Vivienne's desk, she'll usually have something that she's reading. We always keep her computer, a bookmark, her headphones. She does, like obviously all of her online stuff on this computer. So yeah, we always keep that easily accessible. And then down here, we keep the colored pencils, the crayons, and markers. And to the left of Vivienne's desk, I have not cleaned the whiteboard off from Friday. But obviously this is the whiteboard we use for a lot of our lessons. And then here we have our My Scripture Memory chart, which again, I showed you the scripture memory cards at the beginning of this video. When Vivienne memorizes a scripture, she gets to write it down that she's completed it. Behind our whiteboard, we've got another little bookshelf. Again, more books to go along with our bug unit. And then we also keep our bug bingo back here. That game is so fun, and I would highly recommend it for anyone homeschooling. Even if you're not homeschooling, it's just, we had fun playing it. So, and we will continue to play that throughout our bug unit. So that stays there. Here is just a little piece of art that I got from Amazon. And then we've got our laminator back here, a stack of books that I'm working through, plus some Bible study stuff, and then a lamp. We've got a phone charger back there, some random wrapping paper. We spend a lot of time on this couch in homeschool. I don't like Vivienne to feel as though she's confined to a desk. So while we do a lot of work at the desk, I don't want her to feel like that's the only place that she can learn. It's really nice to just be able to cozy up on the couch together, read a book, thumb through our lessons for the day. It's a nice change of pace. You don't have to sit at a desk to learn. I mean, it's great to have, but you don't have to be chained to a desk to learn. So there's that. Here is my content calendar. So what I like to do, because if you are not familiar, I do work in social media. So when I plan out my content, this is usually filled with Post-its. So I know when things are due, and when I complete them, I just pull the Post-its off. So I like having that there so I can see it every day when I come into the homeschool room and just have it at the forefront of my mind. And then right up here, I kind of pointed this out earlier. This is a piece of, oh my gosh, I can't even think of the name of what this material is called. It's like a piece of string, yarn. Anyway, so we put clothespins on it, and then I will hang Vivienne's artwork from there. And it's just a nice way to I don't want to throw all of her art away. She makes so much art during the day, and it's just like I didn't know what to do with it. So we'll hang stuff that she's really proud of there throughout the school year. Here is our chalkboard, which is currently being covered a little bit by a tripod. This I picked up at Hobby Lobby because they were on mega sale. So currently it is just decorated for back to school, but this will be seasonal as well. I'm gonna change this probably tonight to fit with our bug unit. Then we've got an artificial plant right here. And down here is our morning basket. And if you are interested in seeing what I keep in our morning basket, I'm gonna go ahead and link that video for you. I'll link it in the description and then put it somewhere on the screen as well. And then to the left of the chalkboard, we've got our iMac. So this used to be our homeschool computer, but to be honest with you, my husband bought this computer for himself, and then Vivienne and I kind of took it over with homeschool. So now that she has her MacBook, he can have his computer back. So my husband does do some work at this computer, but that just stays here because it's just easy, it makes sense there. Eventually this desk, we're gonna have to figure out a different situation when my middle child, Florence, when she starts homeschooling, because both of them are not gonna fit at this desk. And I like the idea of each child having their own desk. So I think eventually this will become Florence's desk, and then we're just gonna have to kick my husband out and give him a room elsewhere. But for now, it works. I usually keep my, this is my homeschool planner, and I usually keep that right here. And then a clipboard with just stuff that we've got going on for homeschool stays there as well. So we've got our cork boards as well. These are also from Hobby Lobby. And I just keep anything up here that, I don't know, that I want to remember or that I want easily accessible to Vivienne. So for example, we're focusing on being verbs, or really memorizing being verbs. So I have a chart up here. We're working on some coping skills. So I've got some coping skills chart, which probably needs to come down because it's curling up. And then this is from the craft that we did last week. And then on this side, we've got our weekly chore list. We've got our schedule for quarter 1, just some work stuff for me, all that jazz. Also, here's the printer, and there's not much to say about that. Below though, I keep our math activity box on this ottoman. 1, because I don't really sit at this desk much, and whoever wants to sit here can just move it. But 2, I don't have a whole lot of space to put it elsewhere. So, you know what? Now that I think about it, I could probably put it in one of those empty things. I think I might make that change. So anyway, this ottoman has building blocks in case Florence likes to come in and sit and be with us and I don't want her to be disruptive. She can get into there and take some building blocks out. And then to the left of the desk, we've got a bookshelf. So I'm not going to show you absolutely everything on it, but we can just kind of quickly go over some of the things. But I keep hourglasses. I really like to use hourglasses for timing. I don't like to get on my phone and turn on the stopwatch just because I feel like that can be distracting. So when Vivienne is doing anything that's timed, we use an hourglass. All the hand sanitizer. This is our fruit of the spirit jar. When Vivienne, the other kids will have their own as well, but they're not quite old enough for this yet. When Vivienne exhibits one of the fruits of the spirit, you know, kindness, goodness, gentleness, that sort of thing, we add a token to this jar, and then at the end of every month, we don't pay our children for chores just because we're all members of the household. We all have to contribute, but if at the end of the month she has a certain number of coins in here for exhibiting fruits of the spirit, then she can cash those in for like a book or an experience with mom and dad or things like that. So these are extra notebooks, some of my camera equipment. This is my external hard drive, a flash drive. Oh, these are clips, like those big industrial paper clips. See, we've got laminating paper, extra folders. This is seriously pretty much filled with Post-its, extra ink, thumbtacks, an HDMI cable. Wait, I think, actually, I don't know what kind of cord that is. We've got erasers galore, and these are all the books that we are going to be working through this year. Actually, I mean, I do have more, but this is what we will be working through pretty much in the first half of the year. And then we have our done bin down here. So when Vivienne completes a worksheet, she knows to put it in here so that I can check through it later. All right, guys, that is all I have for you. That is our homeschool room, and I hope you enjoyed seeing our space and how we store things, how we organize it. I mean, you know, we just kind of wing it, but I feel like this space has really turned into a space that I enjoy being in, that I enjoy teaching in, but most importantly, it's a space that my daughter feels comfortable in, and my other children hopefully will feel comfortable in as they start to homeschool as well. So if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.